Hello there my fellow holotable heroes and welcome to another SWGOH video. So I'm back here in Squad Arena going up against the new buffed Supreme Leader Kylo Ren. Now ever since he got a buff, all the counters we had, they kind of stopped working, so our amazing community again has come together, came up with some brilliant new counters. So one of them I came across YouTube in a couple of other videos is one using Darth Revan, Bastila, Thrawn, Malak, and then a pre-taunting tank of your choice. So I said, you know what, I'm gonna give it a go, test it out, see how it goes. Now I'm showing you here the mods from the enemy, and now my mods here from my Darth Revan team. Now when it comes to modding, you need to make sure that Bastila is the fastest in your team, just in case. I'll show you why later on. So in my case she was at 312 speed. Darth Revan needs to be the second fastest, so in my case 311, and then Thrawn was at 310, so that needs to be kind of the speed sequence on your team there. Alright, there we go. So it's a Thrawn, as I mentioned, he was at 310, and finally, as your fifth pre-taunting tank, you need to really load them with defense and protection. Alright, so here we go. So this is against Ultimate Kylo, but it will work against Ultimate or non-Ultimate Kylo. It doesn't really matter, because you basically fracture Kylo and he never gets opportunity to get his ultimate out, because if he would, you won't win. Okay, so the whole idea is to stop Kylo from getting that ultimate ability. Now in this case, the enemy had only one pre-taunting. Now some of them, they have two, and that's what I will show in my second battle, where the enemy has two tanks. Okay, so what will always happen is obviously Kylo will go after the pre-taunting tank, and that's why you do need a tank that pre-taunts. Now I did some testing. I thought initially that actually using Geo Brood in there would be better, because he summons Geo Brood, and then fine, Brood gets killed, you can resummon him back and have the tank again. But in my case he was only Relic 4 and he was not tanky enough to survive first hit from Kylo, which means I did not have a tank there. So when Hux passed the turn meter back to Supreme Leader Kylo Ren, he went after Thrawn. He did his AoE targeting Thrawn, and then Sith Trooper came in for an assist and killed Thrawn. I tried this 3 times, it happened exactly the same every single time. So it looks like AI is programmed to go after Thrawn if they can, always. Which makes sense, because Thrawn can apply fracture. So it looks like there is really some, when it comes to AI to Galactic Legends, looks like they really have like hard-coded priority of characters to kill. And in this team, Thrawn looks like priority number 1. So whichever tank you're using in that 5th slot, it needs to be pre-taunting tank, and needs to be relict and tanky. Load them with defense mode, load them with protection, so they can survive. I think another good option here would be L3 if you have a relic, she's tanky. Maybe Sith Trooper if you have him relic as well. I don't. For me both of those guys are gear 12, so the only other relic pre-taunter apart from Geo Brood I have is Kylo Ren and Musk here. So I decided to give him a go if he'll be tanky enough to take a hit from Kylo. So there you go, the first hit was on Kylo. He was able to survive thanks to all the defense set mods I put on him. Then Hux will pass turn meter back to Supreme Leader Kylo, and there you go, boom. The assist, Kylo Ren and Musk dead. But usually with Geo Brood would get killed, and that AoE and assist from Sith Trooper would go on Thrawn, and Thrawn would be killed. Without Thrawn you're gonna lose, you need that fracture. Alright, so now that AoE, what always happens is, because it does so much damage, AoE from Kylo, that it will trigger Malak. He will fall below the 75% health, and this will then trigger him. So now what you're gonna do is apply shock on Kylo Ren there. So dispel the taunt, apply shock on him, and because he applied shock, now he can't gain advantage back, and he can't gain his taunt back. Now in case that he does resist there, that shock, he would gain taunt back, and that's why you need your Bastila to be the fastest, so she can then go ahead apply fear on Kylo Ren and Musk, and then you could use Revan's AoE that applies shock to dispel taunt on Kylo Ren and Musk, as well as then apply shock so he can't gain it back. But in most cases this shock with Malak, for me in my testing, it did land. Alright, so with that out of the way, we are now free to move around. So here I looked at the OG Kylo. I'm like, well, I don't want him to get a turn because he can boost other guy's turn meter. So I'm like, fine, let's go after him then. Put some buffs on him, and then Darth Revan gets a turn, applies fear on everybody. Now it's time to fracture Supreme Leader Kylo Ren, so he can't do anything. Now when you get now Malak's turn, there's no point using this on any of the Kylos, his drain life ability, because they will basically get no damage from that. So I decided here to go after Sith Trooper, because maybe if you kill Hux first and Sith Trooper doesn't have fear on him, he'll get a bonus turn, he could do a big hit, potentially taking out my throne. So you need to make sure that if you kill any of the First Order guys, that Sith Trooper is the first one that goes down, because you do not want him getting that bonus turn. So there you go, just drain him up. Okay, so he's not looking too well now. Here I decided, you know what, I'm just gonna tap Kylo Ren, push his turn meter back just in case. Alright, time to do AoE with Darth Revan. Yeah, again, switch back to Sith Trooper here. Fine, somebody's got shock, use Basti's ability, there you go. So Sith Trooper's out, so we don't need to worry about him. Here I just put my phone in airplane mode because I did not want by mistake to bump this person here right now, because I wanted to do more testing on them. Alright, so here we go. Put a fear again on everybody. Thrawn gets a turn, pass it back to Darth Revan. Do another AoE with Darth Revan there. There we go. I saw their Hux might get a turn, so decided there to stun and shock him. Alright, then just here, it's very important when you do get a chance with Bastila, make sure you apply ability block on Supreme Leader Kylo Ren, just in case, you know, when he does get a turn that he won't be able to use any of his abilities there. Okay, so just keep going after Kylo now. So there you go, he could only use his basic, which, you know, didn't do that much damage against Malak. So now just time to finish him off. There you go, Hux is gone, another fracture's out. Another AoE here. And just a case of killing off these two Kylos there. Alright. And there you go. Now I didn't want to finish this battle, like I said, because I didn't want to bump this person. I want to do more testing against them and see how things go. But pretty much all battles went like this, like the one I show you. Alright, so this is now the second battle here. So the mods from my second opponent. Now worth mentioning that the Supreme Leader Kylo Ren in this second battle does not have ultimate ability on him, as well as he's missing Zeta on his basic, which in this case, you know, it doesn't really matter, but also missing Zeta on his unique that basically would prevent Kylo to get taunt effects, prevent to get death marks. But because he didn't have Zeta on him, it was actually trickier to beat him. You will see why. So again, they go after Kylo, of course, he's pre-taunting here. Alright, again, AoE on Kylo there, as you see. So it looks like they really programmed in such a way, even though they could go after Throne right there, because you know, the tank was already quite badly damaged there. They thought, you know what, let's go and take him out, and then we'll deal with Throne. So this happens every time, guys. It's really programmed in such a way. Alright, so let's say here we got two tanks now. That's why I've chosen this battle. And here, I'm gonna apply shock with Malak as we did before. Now, because of all the counterattacks assist, they trigger Malak again, so he can do the same thing to the other tank. Now again, if this wouldn't happen, you would want to use Fear with Basti and then Mass Shock with Revan to remove that. So there you go. So we got both tanks out of the way now. Now I need to look after Sith Trooper so he doesn't take out Thrawn. Fear on everybody. Get a fracture online. Here we go. Again, have to take a Sith Trooper there. Okay, find somebody with shock. Do a big hit with Basti. So there you go. The enemy now got death mark on them, right? So now I'm forced to go after Supreme Leader Kylo Ren, which actually is not what I want to do, because I want to be free to move around, to maybe ability block somebody else, put fear on Sith Trooper, or things like that. So this is actually trickier when you're now forced to go after Kylo Ren here. Make sure you get ability block on him, as in the first battle. More fear on the board. I have no choice now but to go all out on Kylo. So pass the turn meter back over to Darth Revan, so he can do another AoE here. Here we go. Kylo's in the yellow. They got a couple of hits on Malak, that's fine. More debuffs on the board. There you go. Malak is not looking too good, but he's hanging in there. Again, more fear. So you can really see using Darth Revan and Throne against this team, you can really control Kylo here. Alright, here we go. Yeah, let's finish off Hux so he doesn't cleanse somebody. And I think that should do it. No? Not yet. Come on. One more hit. Two more hits. There you go. Alright guys, as you can see, it works as well in a different kind of battle I wanted to show you here. I would say for me this actually works better than the Padme counter, because I just feel like here you have a lot more control of what's going on, whereas with that Padme team you're just kind of, you know, hoping fives will be able to survive all the hits, whereas here you really have so much control, they hardly take a turn, and you know, I think this one works really well. Alright guys, this is all for now. There's another counter there that has Han Solo in there, so I'll be testing that one next. So it's Darth Revan with Han Solo, so make sure to subscribe and you don't miss it. But until then, thank you for watching, have fun, enjoy your life, and may the RNG be with you, my friends.